Covering your ear doesn't change the situation. You still have to do what you're told. No more of this, nah, 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 nah. Do what you're told.
You just watch them in the sky, they can fly like nothing else.
Whether they are in your belfry or not, bats get a bad rap. In fact, up close, they're kind of cute. They're mammals, not birds. The only mammals on Earth that can fly under their own power.
We take video, high-speed video of bats from multiple angles from 4 different high-speed cameras. So we're interested in the mechanics of bat flight and how they fly.
This is a facility that we use to study the flight behavior of the bats.
With support from the National Science Foundation, biologist Sharon Swartz and engineer Kenny Breuer at Brown University use a wind tunnel to study bats in flight.
So this is a Mexican free-tail bat. We take high-speed analysis of this to figure out exactly where the wing is moving.
The team can see the wake bats leave behind, their lift and thrust, and how they maneuver.
A bat can make a 180-degree turn at full tilt in 3 wing beats and go back the other way. It's a pretty amazing creature.
Unlike birds or insects, bats' wings are shaped like a human hand and are covered with skin, so they grasp the air in flight, and the skin stretches like a sail in a breeze.
They can bend all their joints and they can move the fingers to change the shape of the wing during flight.
You can see the thumb, and then the second and third, and fourth and fifth fingers. And this skin is so stretchy, and embedded within this skin are special muscles that allow it to use this wing in a way that would be impossible for any other flying animal.
Imagine designing aircraft with this dexterity. That's what scientists say could happen, and we're just skimming the surface.
I did not grow up loving bats, but for 20 years now, I have come to see the incredible beauty in their bodies and wings and faces. The more I study them, the more incredible things I learn.
With so many bat species, 1,200 in all, studying each one could drive anyone batty, but not here.
While on a mission, deep in the Russian forest,
Heads up, eyes open.
the Delta Force discovers
You hear that?
their enemy isn't who they expect. And realize, once they enter the forest, they may never get out. That's Human Harvest.
Bats are the only flying mammals. Flying squirrels only glide. Bats are in their own scientific order called Chiroptera, meaning hand wing. The bat wing structure is similar to a human hand. There are 4 long fingers with thin skin stretched between them. The thumb is small, has a nail on it, and is useful for crawling, grooming, and holding onto food. There are 1,300 different kinds of bats in the world, making up about a quarter of all mammal species. There are about 50 different species of bats that live in the United States and Canada. Most bat species live in the tropical regions of the world. Megabats are large bats found in the Old World tropic rainforests, like Australia, Asia, and Africa. These bats are also called flying foxes. They have large eyes, small ears, large bodies, and have a dog-like face. They either eat fruit or drink nectar from flowers. Microbats are small bats found all over the world. They have large ears, small eyes, small bodies, and use echolocation, or radar, to find their food. They eat a wide range of food. Bats that drink nectar are important pollinators of the organ pipe cactus and saguaro cactus in the United States. They're also pollinators of crops, including mango, cashews, balsa, agave, and bananas. Fruit bats around the world are important seed dispersers in the tropical rainforest. They're considered a keystone species, meaning that without them, many other plants and animals in the same ecosystem would be adversely affected. Bats eat a wide variety of food, including insects, fruit, nectar, fish, frogs, rodents, lizards, birds, and even blood. 70% are the primary predators of night-flying insects. Most bats are colonial, living together with others. They often live in dead trees, caves, bat houses, human buildings, rock crevices, and the underside of bridges. Some bats are solitary, living by themselves, mainly living in live trees. The biggest bat in the world is the Malayan flying fox, found in Asia. It weighs about 2 pounds and has a wingspan of about 6 feet. This bat only eats fruit. The smallest bat in the world is the Kitti's hognose bat, also called the bumblebee bat. It is found in Thailand and weighs about 2 grams. That's as much as a dime weighs. It has a 6-inch wingspan. Most bats in North America eat insects. As a matter of fact, one bat eats between 2,000 and 6,000 insects each night. There are 3 species of vampire bats. They live in southern Mexico, Central America, and South America. Vampire bats are small bats that drink blood from cows, goats, pigs, and chickens. They have an anti-clotting enzyme in their saliva that keeps the blood flowing as long as they are licking. Vampires are small bats that usually drink a tablespoon's worth of blood each feeding. Vampires are very social animals and even have been known to feed sick or elderly bats. Some species of bats have been detected flying over 50 miles per hour. Other species have been detected flying over 3,000 feet above the ground in search of insect prey. Bats usually have one baby once a year. Some bats commonly have twins. A few bats have been known to have 3, 4, or 5 babies at one time. Tropical fruit bats usually have a baby twice a year. The oldest bat fossil found in Wyoming in the United States is estimated to be 52 million years old. Bats live a very long time. Most bats live between 10 and 20 years. The oldest known bat lived to 41 years old. When winter comes, some bats migrate to warmer climates. Other bats find a cave or mine to spend the winter. Hibernation allows them to avoid freezing temperatures. During hibernation, a bat's heart pumps about 11 beats a minute. In contrast, when bats are awake and flying, their heart pumps over 1,000 beats a minute. Bats form the largest groups of mammals in the world. Bracken Cave in Texas houses a colony of about 20 million Mexican free-tailed bats. Congress Avenue Bridge in Austin, Texas accommodates the largest congregation of bats in an urban setting. Almost 1 million bats. Bats cannot stand upright due to a very small pelvic girdle. They hang upside down nearly all the time. Blood doesn't rush to their head because they don't weigh enough for gravity to affect their circulation. Very few bats contract rabies. Over the last 50 years, less than 40 people have gotten rabies from a wild bat. Scientific studies have shown that less than 1% of wild bats test positive for rabies. A mother Mexican free-tailed bat can find her own baby even in a cave crowded with millions of other babies. Up to 5 100 babies per square foot. Vampire bats adopt orphans and have been known to risk their lives to share food with less fortunate roost mates. Honduran white bats chew large leaves to make tents that protect their colonies from jungle rains and predators like monkeys. About half of all the bat species in the world are either threatened or endangered. This is due primarily to habitat destruction, pollution, and human persecution. Bat houses can give bats a much-needed home. Many bats live in human buildings because their natural habitat is no longer available. Bat houses should be mounted at least 12 to 15 feet off the ground and facing an open, sunny location. They work best if placed on a pole, side of a building, or tall, mature tree with a lot of trunk space.
Yes, I know you're not happy with your cosmetic situation. I'm just saying that Dr. Lady could provide you with a mask. That wouldn't be so bad. Some of my minions need reconstructive surgery. I don't know. Maybe you can stop by the lab later when you're done with your moon con. Excellent.